If you're over 40, you probably know this feeling all too well. The constant, nagging pressure to try harder, to be in control of absolutely everything. We're wired to believe that if we just push a little more, we can steer our career exactly where we want it to go. We feel this overwhelming need to manage our grown children's decisions, making sure they don't make the same mistakes we did. And our finances? We try to control every single dollar, terrified of what the future might hold. There's this deep-seated belief in our culture that the more force we apply, the more effort we exert, the better the outcome will be. We hustle, we grind, we push against the current, thinking that's the only way to get ahead. But what's the real result of all this constant striving? More often than not, it's not success or peace. It's a bone-deep exhaustion. It's a mind filled with worry, a constant, low-humming anxiety that becomes the soundtrack to our lives. We end up feeling like we're running a marathon with no finish line, and it's completely draining us. But what if I told you there's another way? A way to navigate the challenges of midlife without this relentless, exhausting struggle. Today, we're going to explore a profound secret from ancient Asian philosophy. It's a powerful concept that has the potential to fundamentally change your relationship with stress, anxiety, and life itself. It's a way to achieve your goals and find peace, not by giving up, but by acting in a completely different way. This is the art of Wu Wei. So, what is this mysterious concept? Wu Wei, pronounced Wu Wei, is a central principle of Taoism. When you translate it directly, it means non-action or effortless action. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Effortless action? Does that mean I'm supposed to just sit on the couch and do nothing? That I should just be lazy and let life happen to me? Absolutely not. That's a common misunderstanding. Wu Wei is not about laziness or passivity. It's about a much more sophisticated, much more effective way of engaging with the world. It means acting in perfect harmony with the natural flow of things, moving with the current instead of fighting against it. Think about a master craftsman at work. A potter doesn't force the clay into shape. They gently guide it, responding to its texture and its tendencies. They work asterisk with asterisk the clay, not against it, or imagine a skilled athlete in the zone. A great basketball player isn't just trying to beat their opponent with brute force. They are flowing with the game. They anticipate, they react, they move with an intuitive grace that seems almost effortless. They are in a state of Wu Wei. They've done the hard work. They've practiced for thousands of hours. So when the moment comes, their actions are spontaneous, natural, and incredibly effective. Wu Wei is about acting from a place of quiet preparedness and calm observation, not from a place of frantic panic or forced effort. It's about recognizing that some things are within our control, and many, many things are not. As we navigate midlife, one of the most crucial skills we can learn is to release our tight-fisted grip on the things we simply cannot control. This, more than any other single practice, is the key to curing that persistent, chronic anxiety that plagues so many of us. It's about learning to be like water, which doesn't struggle, but finds its way around any obstacle. Let's apply this to a common midlife challenge, your career. You're over 40, you've been working hard for decades, and maybe you've hit a plateau. You feel stuck, overlooked for promotions, or maybe you're just not feeling the passion you once did. The typical Western approach to this problem is often one of forced action. I need to do more. I'll update my resume. I'll network aggressively. I'll take on more projects. I'll work longer hours. We try to muscle our way through the problem. This can sometimes work, but it often leads to burnout and frustration, especially if the timing isn't right. The philosophy of Wu Wei offers a different perspective. It doesn't tell you to do nothing. Instead, it advises you to prepare and wait for the right moment. This means you still do the work. You sharpen your skills. You keep your eyes open for new opportunities. You build genuine relationships, You stay informed about your industry. You are getting prepared. But you don't act out of panic. You don't force a move just because you feel anxious. You observe the situation. You wait for the tide to turn, for the right opportunity to present itself. It's like a surfer waiting for the perfect wave. They don't try to create the wave. They position themselves. They are prepared, and when the right wave comes, they ride it with skill and grace. Acting from a place of Wu Wei means aligning your actions with the situation. You act when the time is ripe, not when your anxiety tells you to. This is the difference between flailing in the water and skillfully riding the current. Now, let's talk about our relationships, which can be another major source of stress in midlife. Parents of adult children often get stuck in a cycle of trying to control their kids' lives. We worry about their career choices, their partners, their finances. We've spent 2 decades guiding them, and it's incredibly hard to let go. We think if we just intervene, just give one more piece of advice, we can prevent them from making mistakes. Similarly, in our partnerships, we might fall into the trap of trying to change or fix our spouse, believing that if we could just control their habits or their reactions, our relationship would be perfect. This constant attempt to manage and control others is exhausting, and it rarely works. In fact, it often creates resentment and pushes people away. Wu Wei teaches us a different path, a path of trust and release. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you trust. You trust that the values and lessons you instilled in your children are there. You trust that they are capable, resilient adults who need to find their own way, make their own mistakes, and learn their own lessons. Your role shifts from manager to trusted advisor, available when asked, but not interfering. It's about releasing the anxiety of their decisions. You have to understand that their life is their own to live. You can love them, you can support them, but you cannot live their life for them. By releasing that need to control, you not only free them, but you also free yourself from an immense burden of worry. And in your partnership, it's about accepting your partner for who they are. It's about focusing on being the best version of yourself, rather than constantly trying to mold them into your idea of the perfect partner. When you embody this principle, you create space for genuine connection and mutual respect to flourish. You become a source of stability and peace, not a source of pressure and control. So, how do we start putting this into practice? It can feel like a huge shift, and it is. But you can start small. You can start today. Here is your challenge. I want you to choose just one thing. One single thing that is making you anxious right now. Something you are trying to control but can't. Maybe it's the stock market's performance. Maybe it's whether your son will get that job he interviewed for. Maybe it's a comment a coworker made that you keep replaying in your mind. Maybe it's the weather for this weekend's outdoor plans. Identify that one thing. Now, take a deep breath and consciously, intentionally, choose to release it. Say to yourself, I cannot control this. I have done what I can, and now I will let it go. I will let life flow. Feel that tension in your shoulders, in your jaw, and just let it soften. It might feel unnatural at first, but this is the practice. Every time that worry pops back into your head, gently remind yourself, I am choosing to release this. I am practicing Wu Wei. This isn't a one-time fix. It's a muscle you have to build. But this simple act of choosing to let go, of choosing to let life flow, is the essential first step. This is how you begin to create what we call true, mature momentum moving forward in life, with power and purpose, but without the friction and the struggle. It's about finding your flow. It's about discovering that your greatest strength doesn't come from pushing harder, but from letting go. Thank you so much for joining me today to explore this timeless wisdom. If you found this philosophy valuable and want to learn more about how to apply these ideas to your health, your career, and your relationships, please make sure to subscribe to our channel. We read all about sharing timeless philosophies and modern motivation to help you thrive in this chapter of life. Click that like button if this resonated with you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.